Hey guys, Dissimilar Magic here, and still kind of dealing with the ridiculous blizzard that Wisconsin just got hit by. We got, I don't even know, 2 feet of snow, like something just outrageous like that. I know the snow drifts are about 3 feet to 4 feet tall, and when the plows come by, we have about 10 foot tall piles of snow on the corners. So yeah, driving was a treat today, considering I got 6 feet and then got my car stuck in my own parking lot. But yeah, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, we've gotten some bad snowstorms. I mean, this is Wisconsin, but I've never seen anything like this. This is insane. Oh my gosh. So I am probably not going into work tomorrow because I'm the owner and I can close if I want to. But while I'm stuck inside trying not to go stir crazy, I figured let's take a look at the two Planeswalker decks, because if you recall, and oh my god, do you recall this if your LGS had some kind of like special event with the Planeswalker decks, one of them was a little bit more powerful than the other. Just a little bit, just a hair. I'm pretty sure it was Rivals. It might have been Ixalan, but I feel like it was Rivals. But yeah, the Pirates deck would win 100% of the time. The Vampire deck had like 3 removal cards, and all the creatures had 3 toughness, pretty much. And then the Pirate deck had 11 removal spells, and almost every single Pirate had 3 attack power. It was built to beat it. I mean, I don't think those decks were supposed to be played together. And that's the thing. I mean, they're dual decks. Or they're not dual decks. They're Planeswalker decks. They're meant to be taken off the shelf and played at FNM, which, okay, now there's Challenger decks. So are the Planeswalker decks supposed to be versed against each other? I would think. I mean, I think the staff have said something like that in the past. Because, you know, if people just want to spend $30 and ta-da, they can, you know, verse their friend. Like, there you go. Like, you don't want one person to just blow the other one out of the water. So I don't know who the hell approved that last one, but it was unwinnable with the Vampire deck. But anyway, let's take a look at what's in this one. Now, this is interesting. The Teferi Timebender deck, it's about $35 according to MTG Goldfish. Their prices are absolute horseshit, so I wouldn't take too much stock in that. Let's see. We start out with, oh, by the way, 11 creatures. That's weird. Sparring Construct. When it dies, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It's a 1/1 for 1. It's just a good card. Tetsuko Umazawa Fugitive, being hunted by Nicol Bolas. Love her. Let's see. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. Oh god, are we going for this? Is this what the deck does? I mean, there's only one of them, though. Let's see. We got, that's some old school artwork. God, is that alliances? Anyway, Aether Glider. Flying cannot be assigned to block. Okay, so I guess that means it can't block. It's a 2/1 flyer for 3, and it's an artifact. All right. Joyous Familiar. Oh, I love this thing in the storyline. It's so great. Oh, that's the first time I've seen it, actually. Let's see. Flying historic spells you cast cost 1 less. Yeah, I figured this would be some kind of just unleash hell cascading thing. Not like a combo deck, but like you know, I'm gonna get out a bunch of historic crap and beat you in the face with it. Then we got that's a 2/2 flyer for 4, so that's really not good. Juggernaut, love it, classic, very old school card. This is a 5/3 for 4. It has to attack every turn if able, and it can't be blocked by walls. Then we got Sarah Angel, because of course, 4/4 flyer, vigilance for 5, classic. Then we got Gideon's Reproach. Now that's huge. So they swing at you, they're gonna take 4 damage, and that is a reprint from BFZ, but I heard it's in Dominaria. So, but, you know, that little whip thing, the Sirat or whatever it's called, he accidentally left it on Amon Ket, according to the storyline. Damn! It sucks. I like that thing. Let's see. Then we got Befuddle, which is the greatest thing ever. Now they just need to print, like, oh god, I think they have a card called Shenanigans. Let me think, what else is there? Bamboozle, is that a card? I feel like it is. Oh, I gotta look up all these. I'll just do top 10 funniest card names at some point. Oh, so what does this even do? -4 until end of turn, draw a card. That's kind of neat. Little, you know, defensive. Like, it's like combat manipulation. I love that crap. Divination, draw 2 cards. I mean, of course, it's blue deck, throw it in, duh. Then we got Temporal Machinations. I just love that is so the guy from, what is that, Lex? I think it was. Anyway, return target creature to its owner's hand. If you control an artifact, draw a card. So, I mean, it is a sorcery. I didn't ever really like this card, but it's not bad. It's like a bad version of Dragunder, or a functional reprint of it. I don't remember which. I thought Dragunder was an instant. But that's, you know, these are all like, yeah, okay, you know, mess with them a little bit. So now it just says others. So it's creature spells others. I think that that's a classification mistake. Oh, I should have looked at this ahead of time. Can you tell I'm doing this in one take? This is clearly a creature. I guess I don't know, they draw from a database, and the database has the art, but it doesn't have the typing yet, maybe, and it's like not released in the Gatherer, and the Gatherer is tied to the same database. It's a whole thing. It's APIs, and it's a mess. So this is a 3/1 for 2. That's a good creature. Relic Runner can't be blocked if you control a historic spell, or if you cast a historic spell this turn. That's huge. I mean, it's still only a 2/1 for 2, but for blue, that's pretty good. Then we got Nyambi Faithful Healer. I think she might be only in this deck, actually. And you get 2 of her, and she's legendary. Very, very, very odd. 2/2 for 3, and when she enters the battlefield, you may search your library and your graveyard for a card named Teferi Timebender. Okay, yeah, I was remembering that correctly. Reveal it and put it in your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. So she doesn't really do anything. I mean, she's just like a 2/2 potato for 3, and then you're probably just going to chump block with her, but I don't know, whatever, 2 damage. If you get her through. Then we got Daring Archaeologist. I love this. When it enters battlefield, you may return target artifact card from the graveyard to your hand. And then whenever you cast a historic spell, put a 1/1 counter on him. So he is the star of the deck. It's a shame there's only one. I would dump way more of him in there. I might even dump Divination for it, but I don't know. It's like the only card draw almost. Then we got Teferi Sentinel. It gets +4 attack as long as you control a Teferi. Otherwise, he's a 2/6 for 5. I mean, either way. But remember, he doesn't have defenders. So a 6/6 for 5 is pretty good too. Then we got Teferi Timebender. Untap up to 1 target artifact or creature. It's just kind of nice little combat trick. I mean, none of yours are probably worth it at all in any way. Then you got gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. That's huge, but it's a negative. And then -9, take an extra turn. I mean, maybe. Like, your creatures are so weak compared to, like, a red creatures deck. It's like an extra turn ain't going to do that much, but I don't know. It's just, this seems like a really weak Teferi. Then we got Zahid, Jinn of the Lamp. I think this is a reprint. That's pretty old school. So you may pay 4 and tap an untapped artifact you control rather than pay the spell's mana cost. So it's all about, like, Artificer artifact assistance, but like so much weaker than a True Affinity for Artifacts deck. So this deck just sucks. I don't even get how you're supposed to win, honestly. I thought they'd get to it eventually. They did not. I guess you just pelt them with creatures and get their crap out of the way and cross your fingers and hope they hit 0. I mean, there's no life gain for white. There's almost no true removal. Actually, I think there is no true removal. This is just a bad deck, so let's jump over to the other one. All right, so next up we've got Chandra, Bold, and Spicy Chipotle Pyromancer. We're starting with Llanowar Elves. There you go. It's an Elvish Mystic. Yes, I know. Elvish Mystic is a Llanowar Elf. Shut up. Then we got Merwin the Nurturer. She's insane. Whenever another elf enters the battlefield... Oh, God, is this an Elves deck for Chandra? What? I know her and Nissa are, like, lovers or whatever, but, like... Come on. Anyway, yeah, you put a 1/1 counter on her for every elf, and then you could tap her for a metric buttload of mana. Baloth Gorger. Okay, I get it. That, you know, something to spend your extra mana on if you get there. That's cool, because it's a 4/4 for 4, or it could be a 7/7 for 8. I mean, I just like the optionality. I think that's a good card. Next up, Gaia's Protector. That might be a reprint, too. Must be blocked if able, and it's a 4/2. I mean, that's rough. I mean, you could obviously just Gideon's Reproach it, but, like, that is a good card. Which is why they only put 1 in there. Thanks, guys. So, Fire Elemental is next, 5/4 for 5. So this is just like a ramp up to big creatures deck, I guess. I mean, I haven't read the rest of it. And then I guess the blue deck is like, oh, I'm going to remove your creatures, pin them down, bounce them back to hand. You know, you finally got out your big creature and, haha, I ruined it for you. Oh, there's actually 3 of those. Wow. Okay, so then we got Grun the Lonely King. This guy, if I recall, is pretty good. Let's see. If he was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 5 counters on it. That's right. So 9 mana, you could get a 10/10. What a discount. I mean, otherwise he's a 5/5 for 6. Like, that's not great, but it's not terrible. I mean, the blue-white deck wouldn't have anything to stop this. Then we got Chandra, Bold Pyromancer. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Add 2 mana to your mana pool. So, I mean, you mix that with like a Marwyn and you're good. The problem is there's only 2 of these and 1 of these. That's it. I haven't seen any other ramp. You're just not going to get to these kicker amounts. Oh, both of these decks are just painfully crippled and non-synergistic. So, then she deals 2 damage to target player. Pretty nice. Let's see. Chandra Bold Pyromancer deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker for -3, so she can directly take out Teferi, which is interesting. Let's see. Chandra Bold Pyromancer deals 10 damage to target player and each creature and planeswalker they control. So that is just straight up win the game. Like, even just in an average game, that's win the game. I mean, not instantly. I mean, 10 damage to the player, maybe, but if you only do it to them, their planeswalkers and their creatures, you can just swing away next turn. So, yeah, the problem is she comes in with 5, and then you immediately tick her to 6, and they are 2 turns away from losing the game. So, yikes. I mean, it's not 1 turn, but damn. Next up, Gift of Growth. I love that. Giant deer. I mean, I like the giant kitty way better. What is that one? Titanic Growth, I think, or Giant Growth, or I don't know. Kicker 2, untapped target creature gets +2/+2, or if it was kicked, it gets +4/+4. This is like a really weird version of that one with the Phyrexian mana, I think. This is kind of cool, actually. I really like that. The problem is if you cast this in response, they might like Gideon's Reproach it. All right, Fight with Fire. Hey, there's her friend. What's her face? Let's see, that would be 9 mana. Wow, with the kicker, good luck with that. It deals 5 damage to target creature. If the spell was kicked, it deals 10 damage, divided as you choose among any number of targets. Wow. And that includes players and planeswalkers. Whenever it says any target, that's what it is. That's pretty good, but there's only one of it. And if they think 2 freaking Llanowar elves and a Marwyn are going to get it to 9 mana, they are dreaming. I mean, what the hell? We do have Gilded Lotus. It costs 5, so you could kind of ramp into this and use this to ramp into something nuts, but there's only one of these, 2 of these. Never going to stop saying it. Add 3 mana of any one color. I don't think that'll ever be a terribly expensive card. I mean, it is $464, but it ain't going to hit like $50, you know what I mean? All right, so then we got Shivan Fire. This is under Other for just technical reasons, I guess. Deals 2 damage to target creature. If the spell is kicked, it's 4 damage. Wow, that's overpriced. 4 damage for 5 as an instant. That is bad. I mean, it's not that bad, but like compared to Roast, it's garbage. Let's see. Elfheim Druid. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. Okay. Add 1 or add 2, spend it only to cast kick spells. That's not bad. And there's 3 of them. So now we're getting reasonable, but still like 9s out there. What we need is a straight X spell. I think that would be game ending. Gitu Chronicler. Let's see. He would cost 2 or 6, which is much more reasonable. When he enters the battlefield, if he was kicked, return target instant or sorcery card from graveyard to your hand. Ooh, that's good. And there's only 1 of these, and it's a common, and you can put more in. Ooh, that's not bad. This seems like the most repairable deck. Pierce the Sky. Well, that's a good card. Or good artwork. It's probably not a good card. Let's see. Deals 2 damage to target creature with flying. This is literally a garbage version of Plummet. But the problem is, how many flying creatures did that other deck have? I want to say 0, but I feel like maybe it was like 1, maybe 2. Well, it's the Owl, and I don't know. This just seems stupid. Just really dumb. Krosan Druid. All right. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked to gain 10 life, damn. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to get to 8 mana terribly easily. But if you did, I mean, that's enough to like buy you a turn. I mean, if you're taking 10 damage per turn from the freaking blue-white deck, you're doing something wrong, and they're probably cheating. Okay, so 4 Pyromantic Pilgrims, haste 3/1. What is this? Like, what? I don't get it. Why would they do this? It's suddenly Red Rush instead of Red-Green mid-range ramp. What the hell? And then this costs 3. It's not even like Rush. Like, did they think you're going to kick a giant spell and cast this and just flood them? It's just so stupid. Next up, Carbless and Hound. Let's see. It's a 3/3 for 4. Boy, what can you get out for cheap that isn't a mana dork? You'd almost have to start the game with one. Let's see. If you control a Chandra Planeswalker, 2 damage to any target. So it's not great. Chandra's Outburst. Now see, I don't remember her doing this. Like when she stormed off, she just left. So that might mean she comes back and gets really pissed off at something. I'm hoping so, because She likes to burn things, and I like to burn things, so she's welcome in the story anytime. So she deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker for 5, so that's just like nuke it. Oh, and then you go get Chandra from the graveyard of your deck, so, you know, it's all right. I mean, you go get her and then you get him down low enough. It's dangerous. Then we got Fiery Intervention, costs 5, deals 5 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. So that is very specific, but it's specifically against the other deck. So I kind of like it. I mean, it's really, really, really bad, but like for competition reasons, it's not bad. All right, lastly, we've got Primordial Worm, 7/6 for 6, just straight up. So this is almost rush for no reason, and then like ramp with like maybe 7 ramp cards out of 60. You're just gonna stop at 4 or 5 mana and not be able to cast anything. I mean, this deck is so like broken, and I don't mean like it's unfair. I mean, it doesn't function. So right now, this Chandra, because she's like really good, is $14. That's what I'm the most excited about, and it's pretty easy to move Gilded Lotuses too. So yeah, I mean, if you look at her, I mean, yeah, she's 6 and that's red, and she comes out with 5. That's really not good, but she's 2 away from her alt, technically 1 away, like 2 turns away, but 1 away after the turn you bring her out, and add 2 mana and deal damage. It's not bad. I mean, it's really not bad. And then the whole 3 damage that kind of protects herself. So I've seen better Chandras, but this one, I think 15's outrageous. I'd say like maybe 850. But we'll see. I mean, this is like pre-order estimate. And remember, MTG Goldfish, I think they get their prices from TCG Player, and those are a fantasy. Basically, they don't prove that the card is ever sold for that price. And they tried to improve it, and in my opinion, they didn't do enough. Now, the other thing is Chandra's Outburst is, for some reason... Oh, actually, I might be adding this up wrong. I think that's cumulative. Yeah, so you got to cut that in half. That's $450 per card, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I mean, still $450 a card for this garbage spell. That's wild. But I guess if people think that this would go into some kind of mid-range, like late game build-up deck with red, with especially that new X spell that's like Rolling Thunder on steroids, yeah, they'll probably win with it. I mean, I don't think it'll be a very good deck, but it'll be like good-ish. The problem is you only get 4 Timber Gorges, nothing special, no spell lands, tap lands, nothing. And they have ability lands, like they have, they're basically blighted lands. They have those, so throw some in, like add a little bit of dynamicness, because both of these decks are just terrible. Like I would hate to play with either one of these, to be perfectly honest. So online, it's worth 28 cents. I don't think that's correct either, because like the cards weren't released yet, so they don't really know a price, and it's like a whole thing. So most of the data about all this is wrong. But what do you think? I mean, which one seems the most fixable, and do you think that they're as poor as I'm thinking? And if I were to give a reason, I'd say they crippled it on purpose because they didn't want it to be worth $50, or people would just buy them up, rip them apart, sell the cards, and these would never get into the hands of the casual players, or the like the people who actually want to play with them. Like they want to buy the deck and upgrade it and bring it to FNM. I'm going to say the red deck's the most upgradable, but I mean, blue-white is so popular. It's just how many cards would you have to replace and what would they cost? So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about these. I think they're really weak, but they both have like really good unique cards in them, especially the Planeswalkers. I mean, I think Teferi sucks, but I mean, there's some good spicy cards in here. Like you look at some of these red spells, they're just good. An Alfheim Druid is insane. I mean, if you're running a kicker deck, like I could almost put this in Tap Dance. Although I think Strength of the Tujuru is the only kicker spell in there, but still, it would be pretty nuts. Like I could get that combo off pretty early. So yeah, just let me know what you think about these, and I'm definitely picking some up just because, I just like to have like one of each basically, and I get them for like $8, so yeah, and then I open the 2 packs and I basically get the decks for about $2, so yeah, that's a nice sentiment to end on that I'm sure won't piss people off. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, I got rent to pay and insurance and taxes, so it's not all an upside being a vendor. So yeah, I'll see you guys next video.